Hello, it's my Eurovision 2021 Top 39 countdown. It's place number 1. It's Lithuania, The Roop, Discoteque.
I've got the moves, it's gonna blow. Dance along.
Welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. Please do click on the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and like, share, and comment below. So we've reached the very top of my countdown at last, and it's Lithuania who take the prize, actually for the second year in a row, because indeed it was Lithuania and also The Roop that were my favourite last year as well in the cancelled contest. And so you probably have seen my number 2 video, which was Switzerland. This is actually the same top 2 as I had last year as well, with the same artists. It's been touch and go, again, who I would have as my number 1 and who I would have my number 2. Initially it was Lithuania, and then through quite a lot of the season I've had Switzerland as my number 1, but I've kind of plumped for Lithuania in the end, and Discoteque as my sort of top 1. Would have been happy maybe just to do it as a joint award, but that wouldn't be great for a top 39 countdown. So I've erred with Lithuania over Switzerland. Now it's a little bit later why I've kind of plumped for them over Switzerland this time, but obviously both of the songs are absolutely fantastic, which I love. The Roop are not unknown to kind of trying to enter Eurovision before. They're a 3-piece band, Vaidotas, who is the lead singer, and Robertas and Mantas as well. They've been around since about 2014 together. They were known really as an indie pop or rock pop or pop rock band, but actually their 2 entries, that the Eurovision entries, have been much more along the lines of kind of electro pop or electro dance or deep house rather than those genres. And of course, that's the kind of genre, electro pop, that I love. So they entered the Lithuanian national final back in 2018. They did finish 3rd. They did 2nd with the Tillite, 3rd with the juries, but came back last year in 2020 with On Fire. And they certainly were on fire in terms of how they stormed through the various heats in the final and semi-final, and won by a huge margin, particularly with the public vote with that song. And it was a fantastic song. It was a well-deserved but a number 1 place for my 2020 entry. And it was gutting when obviously it was cancelled, because I thought we lost such an amazing song. It was unique and catchy and just different and charismatic. Vaidotas is such a charismatic performer, a really intriguing and great sort of live stage setup as well. So many elements, and obviously the dance moves as well, which was such a big part of it, and the instrumental breakdowns as well. And I do think that while I know a lot of people will say, Iceland would have won last year, or Bulgaria was the betting favourite, or many other people say Italy would have won last year, I really do think that actually the Roop were they had a really strong chance to win last year. It would have been Lithuania's first ever victory, but we'll never know that. So it was perhaps a little bit of a surprise, given that how popular they've been, that they weren't automatically reselected for Lithuania in 2021. But what the offer was given to give them a automatic place in the new Lithuanian national final. And so the team went off, Vaidotas went off to the Lithuanian forests, I think, during the summer, writing songs, and clearly that was successful in terms of what came out of that, because they produced another kind of masterpiece, which is Discoteque. Now, it premiered a week or 2 before the national final, and I remember watching that some sort of nervous about what was going to happen. Would it live up to it? What was going to bring? And I needn't worry, because they brought another great song together that is not a carbon copy of On Fire. It's an evolution of that. And I love the homage to On Fire that they have at the start of the music video, including a little bit of the last year's dance move. But it's a new song, and it's also got some new dance moves. It has the same two dancers that they had in previous year as well, so there's a nice continuity there. It's got some great hand choreography, some great dance moves, and great instrumental drops in it. It's and just thoroughly enjoyable. And again, it's as a package, it just comes together so well. And I think the reason why, couple of reasons why I've plumped for this as my first choice as over Switzerland, which still gives me goosebumps. But the reason I've done that is because I think it's going to be something that I will listen to more in the future, as in it's something I will keep coming back to. It'll obviously be great for kind of Eurovision sort of dance night, or club nights as well. But also the fact that they had to come back and win again, and they weren't just reselected, and they could have just been lazy, but no, they really went in with a lot of effort and come up with another great song. But not just the song, but the whole concept as well. The staging just works really well. The combination of the colours that they use and the choreography that they do, and the way that Vidatos comes off the camera, just the whole lot all comes together so well. And I think that's the reason why I'm just edged them higher than Switzerland this year, and with another great song. Now, this was, when it first came out, very popular. Lots of people loved it. It's subsequently, over the weeks of the national selection season, it's kind of dropped off, not completely dropped off the radar, but it had slipped down in the betting odds, but was always consistently popular in kind of polls and all sorts of things like that. So I think that this still has a chance to win. I know that at the moment, again, at the time of recording this, we're just before the actual shows start. We've gone through the kind of the technical rehearsals now. We're going to be into the dress rehearsals and live shows. And I know there's obviously we've got Italy and France and Bulgaria and Malta are all up there, and Iceland, and it's slipped that down a bit. But I don't think this should be ruled out. It's still they've brought the national final package to Eurovision, the Eurovision stage. It's obviously boosted it a bit more. They've made a few tweaks, enhanced it, but it's such a ready package, and they perform it so well. And I think for your Saturday, I'm sure it'll sail through to the final. It opens Eurovision 2021. Quite rightly in a way, as the first song in semi-final one. And I think in the Saturday night, to your casual televiewer that won't necessarily have known any of the history about when it was released or last year or so, will see something that's just really enjoyable. And the line, obviously being Dancing Alone, but being a really upbeat song, it just feels it could chime with maybe the not quite post-pandemic public, because we're not out of the woods yet by any stretch, but I just wonder if that might well chime with the voting public. So it could be one of those songs that and the Lithuanian diaspora vote will be huge for this. They can generate a huge diaspora vote. So I think there's going to be a big Kaino-style televote potentially. It's whether or not it gets enough love from the juries. But while I know there are other songs more favoured to win, that I don't think we should rule this out, and I would be delighted if this won, because I think it would really deserve it. And obviously Lithuania's first win as well. Wouldn't that be a nice thing to happen? Now that's the end of my top 39 countdown. As I've always said, it's not a prediction of how things will do, and I've got some songs on my top 10 that we won't be seeing in the finals, I suspect. And while this is the last of the countdown videos, it's not the last of my Eurovision 2021 related videos. I'll be back.